again.
I'm wondering if he should have bought a Sightstone, but that's like not necessarily.
Alright, so this is Game 3, Bronze Boot Camp, hosted by T-Force Podcast, part of the T-Force Network. Check them out at reddit.r/T-Force Network. Check out TrinityForceNetwork.com, the new website. The information is listed under the stream. Bronze Boot Camp is Saturdays at noon Eastern Standard Time. Bronze players up to Silver 5. Battle Arena is Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It is any ELO until Gold 1. Plat players aren't allowed. And check out the 4 shows: Oslo, Australian, LOL, 4 Wards, a podcast for new players, and about 4 wards, and using all 4 of your wards. T-Force Proper, where you get to listen to Pwn and his, Drunken Rage.
Crazy ideas for Nocturne top.
The Nocturne mid's good, but
It's not top.
and LCS Rundown, where they cover a weekly LCS, so you don't have to watch 100 games to stay up on the meta.
They even cover the international scene a little bit too. It's
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. It's an hour a week, and you can do it on your drive to work. Any of these shows, they're all roughly an hour. It's good stuff. 4 shows a week, 4 hours. Or 5 hours, because the proper goes twice. You guys in the stream mentioned not to hold back skills. Yeah, is when you use a skill, it goes on cooldown again, and then it comes up faster. And like if you just hold skills, abilities don't use anything if you don't do them. Alright, Gragas, what could I have done better? I think when you got the kill early, you didn't do anything with the gold and the boots for a while. I would have gone Golems, Wraiths, Reds. You actually had health when you cheese bot. Don't be afraid to flash Body Slam at level 2 and 3, because your flash will be up again by 6. And even if you trade flashes and you're 6 before your flash, they won't have flash 2 because they'll have to trade flash for your flash Body Slam. Then you can just go to that lane and ult it. Get more pinks in the early game. Yeah, and be more aggressive with your warding. You guys were winning really hard, but a lot of your wards are pretty far back.
They're pretty defensive. I like how they banned the LeBlanc this time.
Yes.
RBK Triad's probably a little upset.
And the rules, no team speak. This is supposed to simulate solo queue. No toxicity. I'm a dirty liar and saying it's not supposed to simulate solo queue, but we're going to simulate the good parts of solo queue.
Yeah.
Let's see. And please don't, I'll make a warning on this. It's not a huge deal unless somebody expresses that they want to specifically practice in something, but this is a place for people to practice. And unless it's like Sejuani. If somebody goes in and they say, I want to practice Sejuani, I'm going to be like, that's probably going to be banned in ranked dog. But something like LeBlanc
plays York.
Yeah. If you ban out like a York player or like something that's iffy like LeBlanc, please don't target ban. This is a place to practice. Whether you win or lose doesn't really matter. How much you learn does matter.
Yeah, you're going to come up against people who specify one champion at all ranks in solo queue, so you're going to face somebody who does only play York eventually.
Like, if you win this game and you don't take anything from it, it's irrelevant. You didn't learn anything. You're just as good as you were before the game. You may be slightly mechanically better because you played another game of League. But, like, at the end of the day, it's not whether you win or lose. It's, like, how much you actually take from it. If somebody lost every game and they were very constructive and they took notes and so on and so forth, they would take a lot more from this from somebody who stomped every game and didn't listen to the casters. Let's see, Volibear, first pick again, Yasuo. I don't like the first pick Yasuo, and Azir really dumps on Yasuo early in lane.
Yeah.
So this is an iffy pick.
I've been surprised Azir is kind of
It may be Yasuo top, though.
To being pretty decent after those initial nerfs took him.
It's because there are some Azir gods.
Yeah.
I don't think this guy's an Azir god, but there are some Azir gods. It may be Yasuo top, and Wukong really dumps on Yasuo top, so I don't like Yasuo in either of these lanes. He just really has some issues. Azir, he can't win while any of Azir's stuff, so it's, for the most part, so it's rough.
I wonder if this person playing on Fizz, if they plan on taking him top. if they realize that you can't play him like you used to, like 2 patches ago.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
I think AP Fizz is good.
Oh yeah, AP Fizz is still pretty good.
I think it's as good as it was before. I think it's slightly better if you hit Shark and slightly worse if you don't. But late game Shark is like 30 seconds, so it's not like a big deal if you miss sometimes. You just need to hit Shark. It's kind of like Ari and they reworked her. She's not as free. You kind of have to hit Charm or Shark or whatever the champion is.
Yeah. Looking at bot lane, it's kind of funny how they saw that Blitz pick and immediately you see Morgana and Sivir. Blitz isn't going to get a pull all game on those two.
Mm-hmm.
But he can still pull Yasuo.
Blitz into Sivir is okay. You walk up and you start laugh on Blitzcrank and the animation looks at hook and you can bait spell shield sometimes.
It's a little more difficult on him because you can't just speed boost to run up to them and, pretend you're going to knock him up because that slow hurts you so much now.
Yeah, the new Blitz, because of how Overdrive works, if you use Overdrive in, you really need to punish Blitz when he goes back out. That's the reason I think he's a lot weaker. It
actually changed him a lot. It was just a free engage tool, basically, just to walk up and threaten with your knockup.
Mm.
You can't do that necessarily anymore.
The other reason it really hurt him is he can't trade 2v2 very well anymore because he can't orb walk on people with Overdrive for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I would like to see exhaust on Blitzcrank here because they're playing against Yasuo, and you really want to be able to exhaust Yasuo a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Generally, even if you're an Ignite support, if you're playing against something like Yasuo, you just want to take exhaust. Let's see. Morgana having exhaust is good too for Wukong.
Okay, it looks like it's gonna be Yasuo top.
I don't like that. Yeah, I think Yasuo top is kind of issues aside with his kit and the fact that he doesn't have CC or tankiness top, he just kind of gets dumpstered on top.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on low elo new players to get low skill cap champions? I personally think that nobody in this game, and probably nobody in T-Force, at least that I've played with so far, is ever gonna play it professionally. And they'll probably never make money playing this game, ever. So, while you can play something that's low skill cap and you might get more from it, you getting gold 3 playing an easy champion or getting gold 5 playing a champion you like, I'd rather you get gold 5 playing the champion you like. It's a video game.
Yeah, just play someone you like. It'll be a lot more rewarding. You're not going to be competing against Quas for a spot on Team Liquid anytime soon.
Exactly.
You could, but
it's a video game. Play what's fun. And at the end of the day, if you have fun hitting gold 5, as opposed to not having fun hitting plat 5, your boss doesn't care, your girlfriend doesn't care, your teachers don't care.
Yeah.
Play what's fun, man.
They really don't. They really don't. In fact, they would wish you would not talk about it at all.
Bad for C9. Yeah, I actually some tournament. I think I'm the only person in here with a decent amount of tournament wins.
I tried. What was that? Victorious Gaming holds a tournament.
I always want to do those, but they take so much time.
They do. They take a lot of time, and you get matched up with people who rage really hard if things don't go their way.
I enter a lot of small ones, and I have a group of people I know locally that are all have at least been D1 or higher in the Boston, Quebec area. Mm-hmm. And anytime there's a LAN in Boston, we did Gamescom last year, or a couple in Portland, Maine and stuff, we go down to those and win them. I think there's I only know 3 Diamond players in Maine, and my brother and I are 2 of them. I know a lot of League players from the different colleges around here.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna see some interesting runes on Blitzcrank and Azir.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, man,
it's a lot of mix and match. Yeah. Azir, I feel like you can really run a rune page with some CDR per level blues. Mm-hmm. That helps a lot. It helps you reach 40% faster. But
yeah, I think CDR level's good, or MR level. I mean, yeah, AP level.
But when you run 1 magic resist, 3 ability power, and 5 ability power per level blues. You're kind of spread across a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, AP per level is, let's say, 28 LO18. So, for 9 runes. So, it's roughly like 3.1 per rune. And flat AP is 1.3 per rune. So, like, if it broke even at level 9, it'd be 1.65. But it's not. It's 1.3 as opposed to 1.65. So, the break even's like level 7. Yeah. So, like, AP per level is better at like 6 or 7, which is like when you get ultimate. So, there's like absolutely no reason to take AP over AP level on any champion ever. I think flat AP blues are a worthless rune. Unless you really want to cheese hard, like first 5 levels.
For Blitzcrank, he's running 9 armor seals, I guess, but he's got like a health quintessence, 2 cooldown quintessences.
No.
And yeah, you're better off running armor quints, I feel like, especially in bot lane, but
yeah, either armor quints or health quints. Some mix of armor and health, and your quints yellows and reds, depending on what runes you can afford.
You can also run mana blues on Blitz too.
Yeah,
it's an option.
I'd like to see MR.
Yeah, MR would work.
He's playing Morg. But, yeah, generally on Blitz, you want to run a full tank page with AD reds and MR blues. The reason for AD reds is his E scales 1-to-1, and it really helps his burst and, like, him trading with overdrive and autos. Because you can't just play Blitz like a hook bot. There's a lot of zoning. And in 2v2, your hook is, like, the most important part of the 2v2, but it's also, like, the shortest part of the 2v2. Yeah. So you want to make sure you're auto-attacking. AD reds are pretty good on Blitz.
They are.
Alright, let me switch Sheen. I've been doing AD reds on, like, every support, too. I think Baba and I both run AD reds on Janna.
Yeah.
It's so funny, too, because we'd get flamed so hard if I said that to, like, a bronze player. If, like, a bronze player said to a bronze player, I run AD reds on Janna, they'd, like, troll the shit out of them. But it's, like... I mean, that's how you play Janna, man.
Yeah, you gotta be autoing.
Attack speed reds are okay on Janna, too. That's true.
Janna is so versatile with the runes she can run. I've seen so many different kinds, even at the highest levels. Like, everybody has their own preference with the Janna runes. I wouldn't be mad with almost any rune set up for her. But
I think baseline you need enough defensive stats to survive your lane, and then everything else is optional.
Yeah.
I think there's some better and some worse, but I like red team's comp a lot more. I don't like the Yasuo top, and I think that they're on an early to mid game window. But they have a pretty good chase Sivir comp if they can do well. If they get to the late game against Wukong, Azir, Lucian, Nautilus, though, they won't win.
So Volibear just kind of ran to his blue bush and is just chilling there. If red team grouped and decided to invade into his top jungle, he would probably be dead.
Thank you for not scaling Blitzcrank. That's actually pretty good. Sometimes on Blitz you want to you don't want to scale. Q is good, but sometimes if you invade, you can miss Q. With the 100% kill, if you flash Power Fist Ignite, you want to do that. But it's not gonna. Just thank you for not scaling though. Same with Nautilus. No, he took W. Just please stop doing it, guys.
Wukong
it's not
took
that hard.
E first. And Fizz took E first as well.
Just for climbing Elo, shelf high skill cat champions, please them. I don't know, I think if you want to climb Elo and you want to play high skill cat champion, it's better to learn that on the way. It may take a little longer to climb Elo, but you have to learn the champion at some point. I'm a big fan of linear improvement instead of like plateauing. And I think if you just figure out a trick to beat your Elo, you're going to continuously plateau because you have to learn new things all the time. Whereas if you play the game correctly and you play the game you want to play, it may be harder, but your improvement will be linear because you won't have to keep learning stupid tricks to beat like X Elo that you're at.
Yeah.
Whoa, Sivir. This is good. Blitz has a decent window at 1 and 2 where he can hit pulls. Because if Sivir goes spell shield it to pull, spell shield at 2, Lucian can just like hard her ass because she won't have Q and W. Wukong versus Fizz. What the?
She did start Boomerang Blade first, which it's okay on Sivir. I prefer bouncing blades, but
They're both good.
they're alright. Yeah, it's alright.
Maybe a jungler will do something. Alright, so he went for the smite. He'd actually be really high health if he's using his potions here. But he's not.
Yeah, you don't want to be walking around in the river at less than half health. If you have potions, just go ahead and pop it. Was it around 80% is what you want to be at all times?
It's okay to be lower at some points. I actually really like the scuttle route to regain health. You just have to be smart about it. He just has 2 potions.
Still hasn't used his potion.
If he had used his 2 pots, like in camp and here, he'd be like 240 higher because he'd get the 20 from biscuits. And he could have just turned on Volibear at this bot lane.
Yeah.
His bot lane needs to watch the map though. This is not good. So Volibear, Lucian's too far away for your bot lane to react. You should have flung Blitz so Morgana could get up behind.
Yeah. Even though Lucian is the nicer
Nobody
target
plays
to go
Lee top.
after, the positioning was there for Blitz instead.
Yeah. Nah, I don't think Lee top is good. Chat, but I don't know. I think he could play anything and do okay. I played against some people who are way higher elo than like probably like most of us will ever be, and they play some like stupid stuff. If you're good at the game, you're good at the game.
Yeah.
My brother's like Masters 300 and he goes 9 in utility and 80k. Do I think it's good? No, but like if you're good at everything else, you can do it.
Oh.
Get that longer red buff, baby. He also plays Draven, so. Alright. Azir versus Yasuo. I like Blem, man. Blem plays lead top. And he's so toxic, but he's good at least then. Lucian and Blitz just want to clear this and not take free harass. Use your health pots, not this. Come on, man.
Do you want to go over last hitting under turret at all? Like the pattern or anything like that? Or
It's, I mean, at the most basic level, it's 2 auto attacks. I mean, 2 tower hits, then auto for melees, and then 1 auto for casters. Sometimes if your AD just does Dorans, depending on the AD, you'll want to
hit the ranged minion first before the tower,
and
then finish it off.
I would say the biggest thing I'm going to point out here is bullying someone doesn't mean anything if you don't kill them or get a CS lead, and Sivir is not hitting her CS, which is really rough. Same with Wukong.
I see that problem a lot with Caitlyn's too. They'll bully their opponent out of lane, but they use their Piltover Peacemakers so much that it messes with their last hitting, and they don't gain any advantage by it.
That's just bad, Caitlyn. You don't even want to. You want to try and not push with Piltover a lot of the time if you can.
Yeah.
Just because if you can't take tower, you don't want to push.
Yeah. So right now bot lane, the Sivir is pushed up, but it's in a spot where Lucian and Blitz are pretty comfortable. They're close to their tower, they're safe, and it's an easy gank.
Oh, Blitz can throw a lane right here though.
Yeah. Oh man.
Flash auto. Alright, Sivir should just flash auto, but
yeah. Jeez.
Morgana, remember to keep auto attacking there. Sivir shouldn't have had to flash auto. The biggest thing that I'm seeing in these games from supports, as far as trading is concerned, is they're just not auto attacking constantly. And if you have dead space, just auto.
One thing I want to say about that move by Blitz there, he moved really far forward into the enemy minion wave to pull. And if you're that far forward and you don't have an advantage and you still manage to pull somebody, you're pulling them into the middle of their minion wave and you're going to take a lot of damage. especially when you're already at lower health. So it probably wasn't the best idea to walk forward like that.
Bluebird's bio is okay. How much did he have? I would have liked to see him not get the pink there and just get Mobies, but like Mobies and not like no Ruby Crystal, no Vision, just Mobies and upgrade jungle thing. Volibear with Mobies is like such a dominant force early game, and you don't play Volibear for the late game.
No, you don't.
It's like not. I liked that build on not too. Just finish your jungle thing and get Mobies and Rammus. Tanky champs don't have to AFK early game. Some of them like Sejuani kind of do sometimes, but like Nautilus and Rammus and Volibear, like nah. They have crazy early games if you gank a lot. Silver.
Going for their second round of buffs. Volibear's gonna be a little late for that blue buff, I think.
So this is like the pause. This is like the biggest thing I point out for CS advantage. Like Sivir push Lucian a tower over and over again. Blah blah blah. Come back to lane. Lucian is BF and Sivir pickaxe. Like Sivir just lost. It's I don't know. She can still come back. Sivir's pretty strong in lane, and Lucian can misplay, but she's put herself at such a disadvantage.
It's easier for him to outtrade her. She has to really work hard to outplay him if she wants to win the trade.
I'd work on wave manipulation. Sivir is a little different. Her win condition is kind of pushing sometimes because in a frozen lane she can struggle to trade with a lot of people. But and if you push in the tower over and over again, they have to play roulette with Morg binds. And Morg can bind a lot if she doesn't waste mana on pool when she's not hitting binds.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't mind pushing in a lot of Sivir lanes. Sivir's a pretty unique example of it, though. Yes, regardless of whether you push or don't push or freeze, you just need to hit your CS, though. I think that's like the big point that needs to be made.
It is. You don't realize how much it helps until you actually start hitting the benchmarks that are standard for CSing.
And Morgana wants to have Ruby Crystal here. She needs to not. She's playing Blitz lane, so like I talk about cheese in bot lane a lot, and someone's conditioned to come back. Blitz is I don't know, they're bullying, but like.
All right, here's a Volibear gank right now. That's looking pretty good. If Sivir can recognize that there's stuff going on, oh well. Oh man.
All right.
Oh,
he's on. Alright, Morgana could have died if they played that correctly. But that's exactly what I was just talking about. I mean, their condition to come back is like one-shotting Morg with how little health she has. You just need to get a Ruby Crystal. Oh. Wukong really need to look to big cheese level 2, level 3 harder. Oh, I need to switch this.
and he's also deep warding the enemy blue. That's a nice ward for your jungler to have, though I don't think he'll be up top that much.
I think Sivir should try and flash Keyblades.
Yeah. His passive is down, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's low. Sometimes in Sivir you just have to be able to flash Q. Alright, Wukong needs to either zone or kill.
You can, yeah. If he goes there, yeah.
Alright, he killed.
One thing about landing your fish, you really gotta lead. You gotta lead it, because if it falls short just a little tiny bit, it's not gonna land.
It's like when I learned basketball when I was like 5. They taught us you don't pass it where they are. You pass it where he or she is going to be.
Both genders can play basketball.
Yeah.
Interesting move by Azir to dash forward there. Nice ultimate though. You can help him out. Oh.
I'd like to see Nautilus flash. No. If he flash E'd autoed, he could have killed Yasuo.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate how much burst Nautilus has with flash E auto, especially with Emax. You could have just killed him. Wukong went team Matt. That's not bad against Fizz. How much magic resist? It's not bad. He could have gone Hex Drinker, but this isn't like the worst build in the world. I used to like Team Mat Rush more, but when they changed how their gen works at the beginning of the season, it kind of...
Yeah, it's now percent instead of a flat number.
It's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think the goals for the jungler here should be? Like, yeah, I think both teams are going to start gravitating toward Dragon pretty soon.
Yeah, they'd want to gank or set up vision. Neither of them are warding each other's rates, and neither of them really look like they have like a a move to make, or a move that they're planning on making.
Yeah, Nihilus can gank bot pretty easily right now. I don't know if he has the mana for it.
They really make it hard on themselves because people aren't getting sweepers on second or third back, and they're not smiting raptors. And at that point, people in BA are decent at warding, and if you plan wards the whole game, it's... And bear. And monkey. Alright. I don't know why Wukong grabbed cloth armor against Fizz.
I think he's probably just thinking that it's AD on hit Fizz, but...
He's a Sheen and Aether was...
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be AP, which is good. That's how you build them now.
I think Fizz probably has too much AP on his runes. 109, unless he has scaling blue. No, he doesn't. He probably has AP in some weird spots.
Let me check. Yeah, he has ability power per level blues.
Okay, that's good.
But otherwise, he's running health seals and magic pin and ability power coins. So.
Yeah, I'd like armor seals, but other than that, it's good. That's a good gank from Nautilus. Especially if he's paying attention, he knows that he burnt Flash earlier in this engage. But Red Team's vision's quite a bit better. Blue can only see like deep in Red's jungle, which I do like deep wards, but...
I feel like Red could easily transition to Dragon right here.
Red actually has vision for Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Notch should be looking for Dragon. Blue can kind of wait.
But it looks like that time is about to pass here.
Especially Volibear showing mid with like no health. Gonka Fizz. Oh, Hadouken. Alright, I can't rewind and watch that. I'm assuming since you have 2 health pots, you didn't have 3. So use a health pot when you go to an exchange like that. If you would have health potted as low as Wukong got, he probably would have died. So if you're jungling, respect anytime they have vision of you. So like, if you know you go over a ward, or anytime you walk on a wave, they know where you are. And don't just like randomly walk around with 30 or 40%.
May have backed at a wrong time, but it looks like... Oh, Yasuo's gonna come down and contest this dragon, it looks like.
He didn't have a lot of mana. I guess he got blue though. Should have stayed with blue.
Oh well.
For dragon.
He was at full health, and he just got blue buff. He could have stayed around a bit to make sure the dragon went okay. But
as Morg, there's nothing wrong with saving binding. Yes, a clutch binding is great, but the threat of binding is almost good. Yeah, it's the same thing on Blitz. If you can use the skill to zone, it's better than like going for 50-50. That being said, if you're pushing in over and over again, Morgana kind of wants to play Russian roulette with them. It's like if you siege with Morgana, you play Russian roulette over and over again and go for binds.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at the CS marks right now, I mean, as much as bot lane, like Sivir's behind, Azir is just as far behind in the mid lane, so...
He's got a kill though.
Oh, Azir just... Oh, that
so
flash.
Just flash a lot earlier there.
Yeah.
Anytime you go towards building a frozen item, or an item that has mana in the component, mana is usually one of the last things you want to build unless you're in lane, and even in lane it usually is. He should have gotten the cloth armor in a pink instead of mana crystal.
So Wukong is doing a good job of trying to take the tower once he sees Fizz gone. But That was a good run by Fizz, especially because Red has no vision really of the mid-upper river.
Let's see some casting and play-by-play. Yeah. Try not to focus on play-by-play too much unless it's a team fight. We try and help people improve, but I will work on the yawning, sir.
Wukong did a good job at taking top tower there.
Seriously. That was a good disengage.
The clock. I don't really see anything. No, nothing's really happening right now. Both teams are just kind of chilling.
Red team actually is race warded, which is good. This is probably like my favorite ward in the game for early game jungling.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna.
Alright.
That's interesting. Blitz had flash there. If you're timing Blitz's flash, so bot lane you want to time the summoners, especially flash. And if you're timing Blitz's flash there, and his flash isn't up, you can go for flash ult into bind. But this is why you buy sweeper and you smite wraiths on junglers, so this doesn't happen.
So you know when you're wasting time and putting yourself in danger.
Why do you guys all hate the wraith ward so much? It's so hard to jungle without it.
Hey, it's about that time. A lot of people are level 9. Oh, Nautilus in a little bit of trouble. The shark landed, so Fizz has a huge damage advantage. And he gets the kill out before Wukong comes in to clean up.
I don't know whose fault that. I think Nautilus could have kited it out further, but I think Wukong really needed to react. And what happened mid? Alright, so Azir died mid. He really needs to make sure that this side of river is warded. And really play on the wards on this side. You always need to play to your summoners. Raptor Smite for the win. Yeah, Raptor Smite, like, when you don't need help clearing, you should be, like, smiting it on cooldown almost. Unless it's an objective. But, you always want to play to your summoners and then team fight in lane. So you don't have flash, you play, like, very differently in lane on a lot of champions.
Especially I don't see how Morgana died bot. But apparently that happened.
Chickens. Yeah, Morgana, you don't want to go Sorks. You can go CDR for the early power spike of more binds and black shields, or you go Mobius for the roam and control on the map. When it's the solution, I'm done. Fizz has got Lichbane though, he's really strong. Wukong's pretty strong too. I would have liked to see Hex Shrinker or Brutalizer, but Giant Spell's not the worst either. It's good that Fizz did go AP. AD Fizz got nerfed and they need AP in their team.
Really hard.
Yeah, I don't think anybody enjoyed playing against that.
No. Oh, Nautilus. You have to be careful taking buffs.
You hit S. If you hit S on your keyboard, you'll like stand still.
Stand still, yeah. That was unfortunate. Azir really likes blue buff. Nice pull there under the morgue. It looks like a free kill. Blitz with a good pull.
So
they have the advantage now. They can rush in. Nautilus needs to lead the charge here, and it looks like he's not gonna. Dragon's not up for another 50 seconds. They had the advantage there. I don't know why they didn't keep charging forward.
No. I'd like to see them get some vision here. At least they have 3 sweepers, though. Sweepers are generally...
Gold stars for Blitz and Wukong right now. Nobody else gets one.
Nobody else is upgraded. That's kind of sad. I like that Yasuo and Azir both got it. I generally get sweeper most games mid unless I'm playing a control mage.
Yeah.
Even then I'll switch to one later in the game. But Yasuo's looking to roam. And when you want to roam mid, you want to sweep. If you try and roam and like the sides of the river are constantly awarded, you really waste a lot of time.
It really looks like Lucian wants to take that bot lane.
Yeah.
And I think he might get it. Blitz can zone a bit harder here, but no, they're backing off. Alright. They see Fizz coming down.
Wukong has TP, they really need to do something with Dragon.
He's doing the correct thing right now.
This is the big issue. Nautilus isn't timing Dragon. He's at Wraiths. So as a jungler, you just really want to either hit tab, or if it's not in tab, check chat.
Fizz is in trouble. He hops over the wall. Yasuo's in trouble now. That TP is used by Wukong and is not really needed.
Flash hook, baby.
He can do it.
Or just power fist Morgana.
Yeah. Oh no, he still wants to. They gotta make up their mind. So that teleport by Wukong, he could be taking a tier 2 turret right now. The dragon was already gone. You weren't teleporting behind the enemy team. You weren't gonna be able to engage on them easily. I guess you helped with the presence for this tower, but you could have another. They just gave up a free tower, basically.
In a point in chat, he's checking at Fizz went 2109. It's not just Fizz. I can't think of a top laner that goes 2109. It's usually 2190.
So will Fizz with a nice teleport by Yasuo, but I don't think he can make anything of it. Oh, the binding on Wukong does. Oh man, it's a crazy fight. Blue team definitely has the advantage. I don't know if they can capitalize though. Lucian is able to kite pretty well. Oh, not well enough. Yasuo made some really good plays there.
Yeah, Lucian. If Nautilus would have gone for Flash Auto on Yasuo, Lucian would have lived. And Morgana really needs to look for exhaust before she dies.
Nautilus has such good peel. He just kind of let Yasuo. Like if you have a chance of flash and CC the main damage threat to your carry, just do it. It'll help him win out in the end and probably win that team fight.
That is one of the biggest thing I see in this. People just only use flash as an escape and so on and so forth. It's not an escape, it's an instant teleport. You can do it like anything you want with.
Way to pick the right target. I don't think it's going to result in anything, but nice blitz hook there.
I like that they're taking towers.
I'm just... there could be 2 towers down top. I'm just... that teleport was unfortunate.
Yeah, the big issue is Azir and Nautilus didn't respect the engage from blue team, and they were kind of off to the side, and they weren't there in time. If you're playing something like Fizz, Morgana, and Volibear, you need to pay attention and like not be that far away. Because if they have vision of you off in the jungle, like AFKing or doing whatever you're doing, they can just Shark and Volibear Anna anytime they want. I think 9 utilities. Yeah, I said top lane. I don't think you can take 9 utility top. I think you can a lot of mids though.
Yeah, you kind of need that extra defense to help with the trading in the long lane.
And gank, you just need to be beefier on top. But Fizz, even Fizz mid, usually goes 21-9-0. I think it's some really easy matchups you could take 9 utility mid, but never top.
Yeah. Teleport is down for Wukong.
I like 6 points in utility for men using top lanes. It's one of those things, if you can get away with it, it's good, but you can also get punished for not taking it. So it's something that's at your own discretion, and you just need to come to, I don't know, it's like putting money in the bank. But I mean, you have to wait on interest.
Looks like they really want this mid-tower turret, which is a good thing. That's one of the better turrets to get down. It looks like they'll be able to take it. I don't think blue team is in a position to contest.
One of the big reasons you take Azir, and one, I don't like that he got Elixir this early and not around a dragon fight. And two, one of the big reasons you take Azir is because his poke under tower is so good. If he has a couple of minions to stop Morgana bind, he needs to be playing more aggressively with his soldiers. I think we've all been like 50% tid by like an Azir under tower, and it's not fun.
I don't think red.
Wow,
oh, nice pull though. Yasuo is in trouble. He gets an ult off though. Azir, while every ult is being used, Wukong though standing in the middle with his ult is dealing out the damage, and it looks like red team's gonna come out on top.
Wow. So Morgana, you really want to. There's got to be some time for you to exhaust there.
That wall by Azir was a great move. Protect him, both him and Lucian, while Wukong just stood in the middle of the enemy team with his ult, just dishing out the damage. That was really
one crazy pull. He got hit the bind and then hit a pull on Yasuo as he dashed forward.
Yeah.
Calculated.
Oh man. I was gonna say I was worried about red team there because they wanted to take the red tower, but they weren't confident enough to be close enough to take any shots on it. But even more get a good binding. I think
In a
it's just
straight siege scenario, Lucian and Azir, because they won't get that every time. Lucian and Azir need to play more aggressively as soldiers and auto attacks.
yeah. Red team may have the better team fight though.
Like I talked about going to this game. Blue team has like an early to mid comp with like Fizz,
Sivir and
Yasuo, yeah, a lot of stuff like that. But blue team will scale really hard as this game goes on. They have really good ward control on Baron, but that's kind of Dragon's up in 15 seconds, so that's not going to do a lot for them.
Yeah.
This is blue team's vision around Dragon.
So Fizz doesn't have teleport. He definitely won't be there in time for a Dragon fight. If red team needs to see that he's there, but I think Lucian's too low to even join in this fight.
And this is what they're looking at right now. At vision, if you hit F2, it's not good.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, blue team, good job by Nautilus here walking up just trying to check, but they're in no position to contest. They don't have neither of their damage dealers are there.
Mm-hmm. So if you're playing Wukong, it's a lot like Riven or Rengar or a lot of champions. Unless you really want Hydra for laning, usually you sit on Tiamat and start stacking armor pin. I like Morello, CDR boots, Zonia, and Fizz. That's a pretty good build. I like CDR boots on Fizz, but I think Lichbane Rush is usually the best buy. CDR Lichbane Zonia's is good.
That poke from Azir is pretty ridiculous now. Sivir just found out.
Yeah.
Oh man. Alright, so I think Wukong has his teleport back up, so he probably should just start split pushing pretty hard, because he can take Fizz one-on-one, or he has been able to for most of this game.
How much MR does he have? I think it'd be pretty close. It comes down to how well Fizz plays.
He hasn't built any MR, which is a worry. Oh, Sivir pops ult and they rush in. Nautilus ult helps zone everybody out. Azir still goes down. Lucian is late to the party, but I don't think he's going to be able to do anything except Morgana. Oh! But the Lucian can clean up here if he works it. There he goes. One more auto. Nice Zonias by Fizz, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It is going to be enough to save him and kill Lucian. Oh, man.
Alright, so another fight Morgana didn't exhaust. Really, if you don't use that spell, it's any summoner spell, it's not a good spell.
I want to say, if you're the Lucian there, and you know Fizz use Zonias, and you have a Nautilus and Blitz nearby, just back up and let them finish the kill.
Yeah.
Because Fizz probably has his jump or his dash up, and you're low enough to where either of those will kill you. Just let your CC take care of him first, so that you don't put yourself in danger. Volibear, kind of in trouble, but he's so tanky it doesn't matter. And it looks like both teams will just back off.
I'll make a point in that too. I talked about it earlier. They use like all their CC in a row. Really get used to trying to layer your CC as well as you can. Yeah. If anyone listening has ever played like, I don't know, World of Warcraft Arena or games like that, like overlapping polymorphs really bad. If you play mage, is really bad. But like if you do them perfectly and you clip them, you can keep somebody in CC for a really long time. And it's kind of like that, but people don't think about it a lot like that in League. If you play like a really good Thresh, you can get stun locked for a really long time. Whereas like a bad Thresh like flays into hook really fast.
Well, a note for Blitz is you can pull ult first, and that gives you a 1 second silence or a 0.75 second silence, I think. And then you can hold your knockup for that little bit of time, and then use it when the silence runs out.
It just helps. Ban this guy from chat. If I tab out stream mode,
I don't have mod powers, man. Only on
cancel the game.
Only on the second one.
So you're playing against Blitz. It's pretty important to actually have like decent ward coverage, and blue team's wards have been pretty abysmal this game. Yeah. They have 4 sweeper, and I really like the 4 sweeper 1 scrying setup, but it's really bad if you don't buy wards.
Yeah.
You actually have to buy the greens.
Yeah. Which, to Sivir's credit, she has one, and Fizz has a pink in his inventory.
I can't ban from mobile. Yeah. I will when there's a wall in the game.
So, Red is definitely in the lead here. They have around a 5k gold lead. And I think Oh no, Wukong's teleport's still down, but he's a pretty strong pushing power by himself. He can 1v1 almost anybody on blue team, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. The biggest thing Engineer needs to respect is the fact that he's 51 now. They got an Aegis. Before the Aegis, he only had 31 magic assists, and he saw Fizz one-shot him. Play around your resists somewhat.
Volibear goes in, flips Nautilus. Not exactly the best target you want to flip. Nautilus counter engages, and red team almost gets a kill. But looks like they're going to have to back off just a little bit. But Fizz re-engages with his ult onto Blitz. Looks like Blitz goes down. They're fighting under Azir turret though, and Azir's ult zones and protects his carries. And red team looks like they might come out with this. Yep.
So if Azir turrets, they're just bail. That turret wrecked.
It did. Fizz kind of re-engaged there under Azir turret, and then that Azir ult is so good. It protected both him and Lucian so they could deal out as much damage as they want safely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nautilus and Blitz and Wukong, or Wukong can kind of only engage. Nautilus and Blitz need to recognize that while engaging is going to be their primary focus on all these fights, if Lucian and Azir stay alive, they won't lose. It's too much damage.
Yeah, they're at a point where they're just dealing too much to be. If they stay alive, the game's over. And you have both. Much of the damage for blue team is Fizz and Yasuo diving in. So staying back is probably the better option.
Alright, I banned that guy.
Both teams are probably starting to think about Baron at this point. Just like think about the mindset, even with Dragon coming up in 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm. And this I don't like. There's Randuin's Frozen Heart, and his ears probably, it looks like he's building towards Hourglass. Possibly Echo, but possibly Hourglass. And another Heart.
Mm-hmm.
The Sivir needs to be getting Last Whisper, and not BT. Sivir's already kind of low on damage sometimes compared to other AD carries with all the utilities she offers. And
there's so much armor on the other side, you can't delay that Last Whisper.
You can if like it's 25 minutes and you're like 8-0, but not now. The build path is so weak too. Vamp is such a weak item.
Blue team or red team doesn't have that much vision. They don't. There we go. There's a word there. Then again, blue team has no vision really whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at vision. This is blues. They can't see. I guess they can see.
Either team can really see the other really well at this point.
Red's is okay.
Red team has the advantage. They can just take this. Whoa.
Bork versus Leicester at this point for Yasuo. Yasuo gets a lot of free armor pen from his ultimate, and he kind of wants to steal to stay alive in fights. So, I would like to see BT on Yasuo and not Bork, but...
Interesting tactic by Fizz here to go behind the enemy red team. Nautilus will ult him, and it's looking like a dead Fizz.
Ooh, don't stand on top of Shark.
Ooh, that Shark does a ton of damage. It was an interesting idea there. I think it was both Yasuo and Fizz saw that they're not going to be able to contest Drag, so they said we'll just push down mid. But unable to do that, you have to have vision from the Dragon Pit to the tower you're trying to take so you can move back fast enough when you see the enemy team coming.
What do we got here?
Moore gets caught by a knot hook. She'll be able to get away. Yasuo and Volibear are going to try to engage and kill this Lucian, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Blitz and Nautilus just lock down targets too well.
So if somebody gets caught, don't run in like one after another and die.
Oh, Sivir here with the split push strategy. Oh my goodness, that is your damage. She's not gonna be able to split push.
If she blows spell shield there, I would like to see Azir flash wall, but it's not the worst.
Both teams are a little disorganized right now. No one seems to be on the same page as to what the plan should be.
Looks like Fizz is building Void Worth. Yep, Void is the best thing he can get right now. They have a completed locket and MR items on a couple of people.
Sivir pops ult. She really wants to engage on Nautilus and Blitz. She gets pulled. Doesn't use spell shield in time, but it looks like Blitz and Nautilus are all alone. No Lucian or Azir nearby, and they'll die a slow, painful death.
I see this a lot. Like, even if you have numbers, let's say you have 2 or 3 people sieging a tower,
Uh-huh.
and especially in this tank meta, I've been seeing it more. If you have 2 tanks, 35
Whoa!
minutes
What a
into the
flash
game,
ult by Yasuo.
you can't do anything.
Oh, are they gonna be able to chase? No, Lucian gets away. Wow.
It's too slow for that.
What were you saying about the numbers in the tank meta?
Oh, like, it doesn't matter how many people you have. Like, if you have, tanks, you have to do damage to, like, do most of the stuff in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, red team is very disorganized there. They had Blitz and Nautilus pushing mid while Lucian and Azir were chilling in their own jungle. They just need to be on the same page to close this game out.
Ooh, I like the sorcery here. Goodbye.
Oh, he's got sorcery. Fizz? Or...
Thank you to Claude. What else do you have? With
Claude's the
22nd
best.
Aegis. I don't mind second Aegis.
Yeah, maybe instead of
Don't hook. You're faster than him, and you want to hook after he uses his abilities.
there we go.
I don't think it'll
Looks
matter.
like Fizz might be in trouble here. Nautilus is too far ahead to go down. Yasuo gets pulled. Looks like he'll go down for an easy kill. Fizz goes down well in the side lane. Even though red team is a bit split up, they're just a little too far ahead right now for blue team to do anything.
Don't flash hook Zebra.
You called that. Sivir pops ult, but she isn't going to be able to take on Wukong by herself. Red team right now can really, if they just ward up and deny vision of the Baron area, they can. They don't necessarily have to start Baron. I feel like they could bait out a really strong fight in their favor. But they're starting it. They know they're stronger.
Fizz and Yasuo are dead, so they just need to take it.
Yeah. Looks like they'll be taking it with ease.
4 upgraded red trinkets, but they're not buying greens. This is so ridiculous. 4 reds is so good, but like if you don't buy anything, it's so bad.
Alright, so, ooh.
So blue team's
Red
trying
team-
so hard to split push.
Yeah, they just need to decide what they just need to go with the plan and stick with it.
Why doesn't he fight him?
Oh, come on, Yasuo.
He thought more people were there and he gave up.
Yeah. He
Nope.
probably could have. He had a chance.
Yeah, he outplayed the jump.
Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting.
I wonder if he DC'd or not.
Did he have ult? Looks like it. His ult's only 30-second cooldown. I hate Yasuo, man.
Oh, Righteous Glory by Nautilus. Engaging. Pretty decent. But once again, he and Blitz are all by themselves with no damage follow-up.
Yeah, what do they do?
They're still ridiculously tanky, but it looks like Nautilus just flashed out. Yeah. Make sure you're... Oh, Blitz is continuing the good fight, and it looks like they might be able to get a kill on Sivir with the Choline.
Alright, that's probably game.
Not close enough. Yep, it is. Lucian
Alright,
ends up very well there.
Oh, Wukong doesn't have TP. So they just probably want to push an end.
Yep. Push, take inhib, maybe even end. The death timers are pretty long.
Alright.
Azir and Lucian take towers really fast.
I don't know if the Yasuo's trolling or not. Between that last
Yeah.
kill and that suicide.
Those are some questionable choices by him in the last 5 minutes, to say the least. But that's the inhib. Red team is looking unstoppable now. They're going to end the game.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. Alright, Fish should have gone Void. He could have finished Void. And I'll go over builds after.
This game kind of does speak towards the strength of having 2 tanks and CC to lock down the enemy team.
Mm-hmm.
It helped them a lot in all team fights, whereas blue
Come
team
on,
only
yes.
had Volibear.
Alright, so builds. Morgana wants to look at, what do I have for scene?
Either
I'll
CDR.
use this so I can do the after game. So Morgana wants to look at... Man, this is big. Morgana wants to look to get Mobies. I like BT also. I've been seeing BC also a lot more ranked, but Bork's not bad here either. Volibear, more Panks. But just supporting jungle in like all these games. I would like more pinks. Besides the first game, what was he playing? The dude who did really well after he did bad early. Oh, Scion. He did really well in pinks, but everybody else has done pretty poor. Fizz, you got Blasting Rod, and then you went back and bought Needless, where you could have finished Void on that. And Fizz is built a lot around like his base damages, so it's kind of.
They actually nerfed a lot of his. They nerfed his AP ratios when they made him more of an AD bruiser, right?
If you go Sunfire top, it should be your first item. It's not something you build late game. You look at Frozen Heart or Thorn Mail if you want another armor item. Azir's build's pretty good. And Lucian, your fourth item shouldn't be another BF item. You should have Last Whisper. I know they're not that tanky, and I do agree with the IE Shiv BT, maybe IE PD BT, but they're both good. But fourth item should be QSS or Last Whisper.
Yep.
QSS is good because it's just really strong against a Morgana comp.
I don't necessarily hate the Frozen Heart just because Yasuo and Sivir and even Volibear, but
I'm gonna do advanced details so I can see how little blue team warded. Alright, like most of these games, it stayed close for a very long time. Red team had small leads, but a 1k lead's not really a lead. Yeah.
So Volibear didn't buy a single green ward.
Yeah, he bought one
And
or two
neither did
pinks.
Fizz.
This isn't good. Should be getting greens.
Azir bought 14 green wards, wow.
This is really, really rough. You want to be getting elixirs and pinks on a support. Buying Needless when your team is losing is pretty rough.
It is.
Sivir. This is okay. There's more pinks maybe and less greens. This is the big buy I didn't like when you could have finished Void. It didn't matter a ton, but Wukong. Oh, I guess he got Totem. Wow. Alright, Azir did very good with the wards. And stats. I'm sure we'll see. It looks like Sivir got 6. Oh no, Vision wards purchased. It's pretty iffy. The Azir did a really good job actually buying wards and sweeping.
Yeah, no, he bought a ton of green wards. He provided a lot of vision for his team.
The damage done wasn't that different. It was really. Usually when I see a stomp, and this game was kind of a stomp after like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it got out of hand after. Even though blue team came in with a big victory midway through the game, red was able to recover and ran away with it after that.
But usually like I look at one of these games, it's a really bad stomp. I look and like one team just had like a couple of people that didn't do a lot of damage, and some people that did do a ton. And it's kind of, I don't know, like somebody actually outplayed and stomped somebody else. But in this game, if you look at the damage done, it's very close, especially considering that item advantage red team had. And a lot of it comes down to the fact that blue team just wasn't getting the vision that they needed to. And if they had that vision, they probably could have won a lot of these fights.
But that said, I think red team probably could have ended the game sooner if they had There were a lot of times there was Nautilus and Blitz by themselves trying to take something, trying to move the game forward. When then you had Azir and Lucian just kind of chilling.
If you ever watch a somewhat competitive game of League, like higher elo and solo queue, or like a professional game, notice that people often just recall together.
Yeah.
And like it's like bot lane too. If you're support, you usually, and extenuating circumstances do exist, but you usually just want to recall.
And Wukong did play very well this game. He did.
Certified.
I just feel like he could have used his teleport advantage a lot more effectively. He could have split. There's that one teleport that he didn't need where he could have taken at least a tier 2 tower and maybe even threatened the inhibitor tower. And he was strong enough to where he could just take on anybody that came his way, I feel like, until Yasuo near there at the end. But yeah, he could have pushed his teleport advantage a little harder.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's it.
Yeah. We do 3 games, right?
Yeah. How do you find out how often you get first blood? Check the post. praise wasn't salty and we were just hardcore lagging. Oh, that's too bad. Alright. That should be it. If anyone has questions in chat, feel free. Maybe.
Yes, the great skates?
Yeah, I think great skates will be okay. My arm really hurts now. Opposite. Skating's kind of. My arm's messed up. It's probably one of the few things I can do without hurting it.